What's up, everybody, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of Between the Cons. My name is Chris, and with me today, MasterMind-rebo.
Tell me something good.
He loves this podcast.
Well, you know, I do.
Or I can tell you something good. Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
He's a good man.
He is good.
From what I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Your phone not being on Do Not Disturb.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
That's a pretty good
That's
thing.
another good one, too. And, yeah.
Way to go, Jenna.
I love you, honey.
That makes one of us. But anyways, we've got a Fun Topic Thunder episode for you today. We're going to be recapping the Star Wars celebration. Not really. We're just going to be talking about like the three biggest things we're excited about that came of the Star Wars celebration.
Basic. Yeah.
We let it wait a week. I mean, Star Wars celebration was last weekend.
Yeah.
Not the one that just passed. But we're excited about it, even still.
We can't help ourselves.
Yeah, so before we jump into it, big shout out to everybody that's hit us up on Twitter. Big shout out to everybody that's left a review on the iTunes store. We appreciate it.
And we really do.
That is how you tell us something good.
Yes.
That is
good
how
connection.
you tell us that you love us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Very proud of you.
But yeah, if you haven't done a review, leave one. You can also rate on the iTunes store. Either of those would be super great. But yeah, we're gonna jump into this Star Wars thing.
May the Force be with us.
So, Star Wars Celebration, we talked about that we were going to talk about this.
Yeah.
That's what we talked about.
Yeah.
It happened 2 weeks ago, a weekend ago.
Yeah.
And a lot of really cool stuff happened. A lot of really cool panels. Some really lackluster panels, at least from the recaps.
Yeah.
Which we'll talk about one of those in a minute. But there were three things. There were three big things that were really awesome.
Yes.
To come out of this.
One of them definitely being Battlefront 2. That is.
One of them being Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about all three of these things, and then we're going to talk about two things that were just kind of funny.
Yeah.
Well, one thing that's infuriating, and another thing that's hilarious. So, Battlefront 2,
which was one of the amazing things.
It's awesome. They showed some game engine footage. It looked really, really great. They have a pretty sizable mountain to overcome with Battlefront 2 because not everybody hated the first one, but everyone was wildly disappointed with the first one.
There you go. That's a great way to put it.
Because there was no story mode.
No.
There was nothing other than online competitive play.
Yeah.
Which, if you've ever played any Star Wars video game ever,
you go for the story.
You have never been without a story mode.
Yeah.
You've never...
Not a single
Never happened. And, even still, some of the best games, like Knights of the Old Republic and all this kind of stuff, they have stories that you kind of weave in and out of.
You create them, basically, as you go. Yeah.
You weave in and out of a set story, but there's a set story regardless. Well, Battlefront 2 is going to have a story mode, but it's going to be a little bit of a twist.
Yeah.
It's going to focus on the downfall of the Empire up to the rise of the First Order from the perspective of an Imperial soldier, which is really awesome. Because it
hasn't been done.
Yeah, because with you behind the controller, it means an Imperial soldier might actually land a few shots. I think that's really great.
It's never been seen before, so...
It's been seen that one time on Endor.
Okay.
One time.
With that one guy, and so basically, it all depends on how good of a gamer you are.
Yeah, but it looks really great.
You probably still won't land any shots, and it'll seem very familiar.
Yeah, it looks really great. And I'm assuming with that focus on the downfall of the Empire up to the rise of the First Order, we're going to get a lot of canon.
Yeah.
Because this is canon.
It is.
We're going to get a lot of canon that is going to answer a lot of the questions that have been floating around from, like, what happened between Jedi and Awakens that unfolded into Awakens.
Yeah.
So, like, there's a lot of stuff that we get hinted at, and that was, like, a lot of people... It's like, Force Awakens had so many plot holes. No, it didn't. It's a part of a franchise.
Yeah.
You have to consume the rest of the franchise
to be able to understand and
for the
connect with
movies
it.
to intertwine.
Yeah.
But this should actually answer a few of those questions. I would be shocked if it didn't.
Yeah. And how amazing that they're allowing a video game to connect canon.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, just
excellent.
It's connecting so many platforms. It's saying, oh no, I'm now actually going to need to buy whatever console it carries because I need to know more Star Wars canon.
It's such a wide that's a really great point because it's such a wide release.
Yeah.
That I mean, it's on almost every platform.
Yeah.
So like, if you own technology, you can probably play it.
Yeah. Which is interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's coming out on PC, PS4,
yep.
Xbox.
Will us Mac users be left out?
I'm sure we will, but that's what boot camp's for.
Well, you know.
But yeah, it's gonna be really cool. I'm really excited about it. Yeah. Most excited probably about this fun fact is that it includes every era of the Star Wars. Of the Star Wars.
Yeah, of the Star Wars. You know, just of Star Wars.
Yeah, the last Battlefront that came out like 2015, summer-ish 2015, was limited to the original trilogy.
Yeah.
So you had limited vehicles, limited weapons, limited characters. Well, this one...
You've got it all.
Yeah, opens it all up. Which means we're going to get new maps. We're going to go to planets that we know only from the prequels or only from the Force Awakens. But we'll also get the vehicles and new characters like Darth Maul, Yoda, Rey. Yeah. Like, we're getting everything.
You know, new in the game. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that's a really exciting thing. I'm really pumped to play Battlefront 2. I actually, I was really nervous about Battlefront when it first came out. Being a huge Star Wars fan and an Xbox gamer, console gamer, I know PC Master Race.
Sorry.
PC's the best. PC's the best.
Mac is stupid.
But I
don't believe that.
I have an Xbox, so like when Battlefront came out, I was like, man, this is gonna be so dope.
Yeah.
And then like I saw all the terrible reviews about not having a story mode, and like even the online play was really difficult to get into. And it's just like I don't want to play online all the time. Like I love playing online, so I actually redboxed the game.
Nice.
To like test drive it.
I'm proud of you and your choices.
And I did not have a good time, so I don't actually own it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like I enjoy this $60 worth.
Yeah. And well, then of course needing to get online passes. So it's not just $60 worth. You have to do that. So you know the fact that we're having a story mode and can play it on its own, astounding.
Fantastic.
Can't wait. All right, so. Rebels, Star Wars Rebels. For those of you who are in the know, it is an animated series that takes place after Revenge of the Sith and prior to Rogue One, actually. And it's just...
I almost wrote that in the notes, but it felt so weird saying that.
Yeah.
It's like, it took place after Sith and before
Rogue One.
Rogue One.
Yeah.
I mean, that's right, but it's like, it's not a trilogy movie, so it just feels
weird. And even like it flows into it, and even if you were to watch Rogue One, it Easter eggs... references Star Wars Rebels, which is amazing. And so we have just finished season 3, and as an avid watcher, love it.
Of Disney XD.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, we won't say how I get it. It's not through Disney XD.
It's Hulu.
Yeah, basically.
It's totally Hulu and legal.
The 4th season was announced, and it's going to be the final season, so that's another big thing.
That's weird.
Like, you know, they can't milk it anymore, which... Again, semi-spoiler alert, if you somehow haven't seen Rogue One, we'll just say there's some finality in it.
Yeah.
And
well, I mean, they could milk it.
They could.
Like stretch out the history that takes place.
Good for Disney.
Exactly.
In saying it's done after this. Yeah. So they are showing, you know, in the clips and the trailers and, you know, the big thing that we all haven't seen unless you were there, lucky you, all of your favorite Ghost Crew characters will be returning, as well as some of the characters from Rogue One. Saw Gerrera, who's been in the show now a couple episodes, Mon Mothma, and Bo-Katan are just a couple of people who have been in the larger Star Wars universe and will continue to make an appearance. So, based on the trailers and the panel, you can sure to be expecting more of Sabine's lightsabers in The Mandalorians. You get your X-Wings and your new looks for many of your favorite characters, as well as hanging out on Yavin 4, which is kind of the big connector to Rogue One. So, yeah, it's very unexpected, but, not the end of Star Wars animation. They did announce Forces of Destiny, which is announced for the fall, and it's a little odd.
It's different. It's
and
very cartoony, animated YouTube shorts.
Yeah. And it seems very female empowerment in nature of just being...
Yeah, but I think that's good.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, because it's just saying, like, you get more of Rey, you get more of Jyn, Leia, and Ahsoka Tano, and more, because it's just saying, like, those...
I'm so excited for Ahsoka Tano.
Oh, my gosh.
With her weird little alien dreads.
Yeah. And I'm not
so
gonna lie, I have
and her sweet
I have read
double
the book
lightsabers.
Ahsoka, and I actually enjoyed it. If I'm gonna be honest, it was an audible listen. So
That's
read
fair.
it,
I read a lot of books just because I'm sitting in my car, and the words are coming to me by my ear holes.
Yeah. So
doesn't make it any less consumed.
Audible, if anytime you want to support Between the Cons, we will milk that for all it's worth. So. Yeah, that was off topic, but going back to the world of Star Wars, we've got more news about The Last Jedi. Well, beginning news.
News. The first news. Yeah. The teaser trailer was released. and it's so funny. I watched so many mashup videos of the trailer.
Oh my gosh.
That I kind of forget the experience of watching the trailer the first time.
Yeah.
But we also got a poster too.
Yeah. Which is a great poster, actually.
The poster's great.
The poster was astounding.
Yeah.
It's silly that we would just love a poster.
Showing,
it's like,
showing
we love
homage.
that poster.
Showing homage to A New Hope.
Yeah.
But the trailer is great. It's very much the teaser trailer, very unhelpful in trying to piece anything together on our own.
Beautiful in its nature. Similar to
beautiful.
Force Awakens, where it's like the first teaser trailer really told us almost nothing.
Yeah.
But got us so excited for whatever was going to happen.
Yeah.
It was
I actually watched a video. That was one of the mashups I watched.
I love that.
Was
okay.
the Force Awakens trailer next to the Last Jedi trailer.
Okay.
And they are eerily similar.
Oh, that's interesting.
And then I actually watched another one that was Man of Steel. The audio from the first Man of Steel trailer.
Huh.
Over
the one with Marlon Brando's voice?
Over the Last Jedi trailer.
Was that the one where it was like, Man of Steel? With I can't think right now what trailer it was. I'll just have to go look it up.
Go look it up. It's really funny, yeah. But it also lines up eerily well.
Yeah.
It's definitely telling.
Sure.
Of the formula for Hollywood.
Yeah.
But they're both really funny,
and the telling of stories in general.
Yeah.
You get your hero that's, unformed. You get this rogue, wizard-like, masterly fellow that comes in, teaches you things, and then he gives you a quest.
Yeah. But it was just really fun that it was that all three of those movies lined up. Sure. Those three were my favorite, or those two were my favorite. The
mashups.
The Force Awakens, because it was almost shot for shot.
Yeah.
And then the Man of Steel audio over the Last Jedi
Have we
video.
shared them on our page yet?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. We'll have to take care of that.
But yeah, we got some more information about the movie as well. The Last Jedi confirmed that Rey's past and identity will be delved into a little bit more. We're going to get some more explanation. And in fact, even further on that, we have it has been confirmed by Rian Johnson that they will answer the question of who are Rey's parents.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. Rey's going to be training under Luke. We know that.
Yeah.
And then it's confirmed that they're also going to explain a little bit more what happened between Luke and Kylo Ren before Awakens.
Which you can even see kind of in the trailer. At least it hints at that that's the case.
And in Awakens, it's mentioned by multiple parties throughout.
Yeah.
that there was some bad blood
Totally.
by Luke, and that's why he's gone now. Kind of sequestered himself on an island. And then Kelly Marie Tran will be joining the cast as a maintenance worker for the Resistance, and somehow she's going to get dragged into Finn's adventure. So she's going to be joining the cast. And then two no longer joining the casts, Billy D. Williams is not going to be returning to reprise his role as Lando Calrissian, which is sad.
Yeah. And then even sadder news.
Yeah, and then Carrie Fisher is confirmed to not appear. We heard months back that maybe Disney was having some conversations with the Fisher family to talk about whether or not they would be okay with it, which is a huge awesome move by Disney. Very respectful. Many props for that. But it apparently did not pan out that way. Which is fine. As a fan, I have so much faith in Disney and so much faith in Lucasfilm now that
it'll carry well.
Oh, there it is.
See what I did there.
That they'll be able to write it in a way that gives it enough detail that we don't feel like we're getting gypped out of, like, but what happened to Leia? Because she's like the leader of the Resistance right now. Like, she's a huge role.
She's our Star Wars queen, our first Star Wars crush, you know, the whole bit.
And she's a huge role, and I think that I have enough faith in Disney and Lucasfilm that they can make it happen. And as cold as this is going to sound, they're going to write her out. Dance her, parade her out of the Star Wars franchise. So I'm
which they did with an amazing tribute video, which you can now view online. With Carrie Fisher's
there was a tribute video. It was fantastic. Those are the big points for The Last Jedi. Two things before we bounce. I loved the fact that on behalf of Carrie Fisher, her dog Gary Fisher attended the Star Wars celebration. He is a French bulldog, and he's kind of doofy. His like tongue sticking out of his mouth all the time. But he's a real doof. But he showed up. He decided the best way for him to be there would be to
poop on the red carpet.
Poop on the red carpet and the convention floor.
And honestly, you know, I just feel like Carrie, wherever she is, she's laughing, having a good time with that, saying, good boy, basically at the end of the day.
And the last thing, there was, for whatever reason, someone decided to invite the ruiner of dreams, a.k.a. George Lucas, which... Fine, it's his namesake. It's his property. Like, he created Star Wars. Get it?
But he
then
sold it.
Then he ruined it, and then he sold it.
So I just wish he would stop appearing.
And on top of being at Star Wars Celebration, someone also gave him a mic. And then asked him like,
wait for it. Strike 3's
how he felt, or who he felt was like the target audience for Star Wars.
That was Strike 3.
And he said he keeps up with this garbage that he's been shoving down our throats since the prequels that carry a very obviously different tone than the original trilogy. He says Star Wars for 12-year-olds.
Okay, well...
And I commented on our Facebook post about this.
Thank you for doing that, Chris.
Which is, if Star Wars is for 12-year-olds... George Lucas has a lot of explaining to do. Primarily, in my opinion, the need for Slave Leia. Like, why?
That's not for 12-year-olds.
Why is she in a golden bikini if it's for 12-year-olds?
Not only that, why are we having a brother and sister fall in love? Like,
why are we having our dad cut our hand off?
Yes.
Like, this is not a movie.
So many awful things that are not for 12-year-olds.
Yeah, not for 12-year-olds.
Star Wars Rebels, which we talked about, is barely for 12-year-olds.
Yeah, but he, like, the way that he tried to explain it away, a.k.a. dig himself out of that hole, was that it is, like, and this makes even less sense. It is, like, the feelings that you feel as a young boy growing up of like,
Lucas,
and he compares it to Luke. He compares it to like leaving your parents and like going out of their household, like going off to live your life. And it's just like George Lucas, 0 12-year-olds,
Yeah.
0
Not
are
a
doing
one.
that.
Not a one.
Like,
Yeah.
the only time a 12-year-old is leaving their parents' house and going off to do their own thing is when their parents die when they're 12 years old.
Well, I guess you got Anakin and Shmi, but we also like to kind of forget about that storyline.
It's not like, it is not for 12-year-olds.
No.
And every argument that he has for it is the most, like, I am still trying to recover from the prequels.
Oh, yeah.
Statement. Like, every time, it's just like, dude, stop backpedaling.
Yeah.
We all know they were bad. We all know you tried to change the original.
Yeah.
You did change the original.
Yeah.
You added CGI musical sequences.
Well, and even the sad part was in various clips throughout the celebration, they were using like the new CGI Star Wars.
Ugh.
Like, you know, from like A New Hope, they're showing clips and being like, wait, why would you use that one? You obviously have the log somewhere. Like
You have the good stuff.
You have it. Use it.
Gosh.
Use the Force, Disney.
I just would not be surprised if when Lucas sold it, part of like the sale was until I die,
I get
you
to
have
appear occasionally.
No, you have to stand by. Han did not shoot first. You have to stand. Like, I would not be surprised if George Lucas was like, if I'm gonna die a man of my word.
Pissing on all of the fans. Pissing on everyone.
Yeah.
Han always shot first.
Han shot first for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's like the worst thing to end on.
Well, here. You know what? To give a little hope, you could say A New Hope.
Oh.
A Force for Change is giving you the opportunity to tour the Han Solo set.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the it's a Omaze.
Yep, Omaze.
Omaze
Yep.
fundraiser.
Yep, and our do we say favorite little person or favorite Ewok? Warwick is
our favorite tiny human.
our favorite tiny human. We love you so much. He's the one who announces the competition.
It's so great.
And it's basically just saying, like, you're getting a rare opportunity to basically tour the set of a movie we know nothing about.
And be in it.
Yeah.
Have a walk-on role in
Yeah.
it and 2 other movies.
Yeah. So
Two other Star Wars
save
movies.
the planet. And like, I'm surprised I haven't donated yet.
Donate $5, whatever
Yeah.
it is.
And it's basically
Get your
like,
name on that
well,
list.
My budget is now has another party that I don't know if I could save the world secretly by donating for a Force for Change, but I think yeah. So
I think that's so cool though.
yeah, and just trying to end on a better note. Why not end on a note of hope?
Yeah.
Be a force for change.
Be a force for change. And tour the Han Solo set and take pictures and let us know how it goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's everything we've got. Battlefront 2, Rebels, Star Wars Rebels, The Last Jedi. George Lucas is an idiot. Carrie Fisher's dog crapped on a red carpet. And help save the planet.
Yeah, there you go. I mean,
I feel like those are some really solid talking points.
yeah, if you've listened to the whole episode, sorry we just summed it up in the last 5 seconds. If you somehow have the foresight, fast forward.
That's how we get you to listen. But yeah, so that's everything. That's not everything.
Well,
that's the stuff we wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
There's so much more. Go check it out online. Star Wars Celebration. Watch the Carrie Fisher video.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Watch the trailers for Battlefront, Rebels,
If you haven't
Forces of
already,
Destiny,
yeah.
Last Jedi. I mean, it all looks amazing. Yeah. And then
Don't just watch it on your phone. At least pull it up on a computer.
Yeah.
Just putting that out there.
or AirPlay it to your
Thank
Apple
you.
TV.
That is also what I do.
Turn the bass up. Party. But let's talk about some jams.
Yeah.
What's your jam?
So Tori, what's your jam?
Yeah, my jam. I've been listening on Audible once again. I drive a lot, so it's really
It's fair.
It's-
I
yeah.
do it too.
Yeah, so Audible is amazing, and I feel more educated by listening to fantasy books. And this fantasy trilogy that I've actually now gone through is The Magicians by Lev Grossman.
How is listening to a magician entertaining?
Yeah, you know,
I don't-
it's really amazing. And
I feel
that
it's all about
really
the
not about the
visual-
parlor tricks and
It's just listening
less
to
about
the
visual
showmanship?
magic. Yeah, well, you know,
Okay.
it's actually it's
Is that what helps you sell
well,
houses?
yeah, exactly.
You just
Magic.
listen to magicians.
Yes, but really, it's a funny series in that it's semi parodies on like it actually references Harry Potter.
Oh,
it
that's awesome.
references like Narnia, which it definitely pulls major themes of its stories from Chronicles of Narnia. So it's like they pseudo hinted that, but all the other fantasy things, Lord of the Rings,
They all
Harry
come
Potter,
up, yeah.
they all come up. So it's like he knows what he's doing, and so he includes other things so that you don't write him and say, hey, you kind of stole your story from Narnia. But it's like, well, yeah, who cares? I made a
Yeah,
lot
but
of
if
money.
I say this reminds me of Narnia, instantly it's parody
Exactly.
and no lawsuit.
Yeah, it's like Ready Player One.
Yes.
You know, it's
Oh,
like,
yeah, for sure.
So, but yeah, there's also a Netflix series. But if you are someone who likes to read or listen to the books, do that in their entirety, all three, prior to watching the Magicians TV show. Because I watched one episode and I was like, I'm sorry, what the heck is that? That was just
I
the
haven't
world's
read about this yet.
largest review or spoiler reveal in its first episode. So, yeah, take my advice, read the book.
Read the book.
Yeah. Hey,
Read the books.
read the books or listen to them.
Book.
Yeah.
Book.
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 Hey, Chris.
I'm an albatross.
Hey, Chris. What's your jam?
So my jam is a book, also an audiobook.
Yeah.
I also drive a lot.
Love it.
I'm a little more old school with my books. I do the CD route, which not as old school as I could be, but I have a library card. So I actually check out all of my audiobooks from the library. I have a CD visor in my car, like a grown-up.
Yes. So very good.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, and I love it.
Detail.
And I will say this, my least favorite thing, like, I wouldn't say on the planet, but it feels like it at the time, is when you're listening to an audiobook on CD and it gets to the end of the CD and there's nothing that says, like, this is the end of the disc.
And you just get
It just
blank
starts
airspace.
over.
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
no, it just immediately
No.
starts over. So then you're like, you're still
If you're
listening.
not paying
and then
attention-
if you're not looking at the dash, you're like,
Yeah.
this sounds really familiar. And then you look over.
Like,
I did that with the
son
Golden.
of a gun.
I listened to his Dark Materials
Yeah.
trilogy.
Oh, yeah.
And I did that with the Golden Compass, and it didn't have those things, and I was just listening, and it would be like
Yeah.
halfway through track 2, and I'd look over it and be like, golly.
At least Audible says, thank you for listening to Audible. You know?
Yeah.
And then, hey, continue on with the next book.
Yeah, but I mean, this is also like multiple
Chapter to chapter.
discs.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
It's like, but anyways, my jam, The Andromeda Strain by Michael Crichton. I'm a huge Michael Crichton fan. I've
Yeah.
actually gone. I feel like I can now say I'm a huge Michael Crichton fan because I finally read The Andromeda Strain.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the second from the top and third from the top shelf, they're
It's an
all
impressive
Michael Crichton.
collection.
It's all Michael Crichton. It's all hardback. I love Michael Crichton. But I read The Andromeda Strain, and I had never seen the movie.
Yeah.
I had never seen the, like, I think it was a TV miniseries that came out, like back in the late 90s, early 2000s, something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more recently even. But I had never seen anything. I knew it was, like, disease-centric thriller. That's pretty much it. So I had no idea what to expect. I was thinking something like, not necessarily zombies, but like something apocalyptic.
Yeah.
And it was actually like a real good slow burn,
Huh.
which I really enjoyed. It was a really, really scientific. I do not recommend listening to it because
interesting.
there are a lot of transcripts in the text. So the transcripts are like between like this space shuttle and like Houston.
Okay.
So it's like, Houston, what did you say? I don't even remember what it was called, but like, space shuttle, this,
Yeah.
Houston, that, space shuttle, this. And it's just like, it's very dry at those moments. But it was a really, really good book, and I really enjoyed it. Like I said, it was a slow burn, and that completely threw me off. So the whole time I'm like waiting for this, waiting for this crazy moment. And Michael Crichton, for those of you that read Michael Crichton, he has this habit of like, he'll get halfway through a book, and then he will just like kick an avalanche.
Drop a bomb.
Yeah, like it'll just all fall out, and it's like crazy, like off the wall till the end of the book.
Yeah.
And like pedal to the metal. And this one was like, it was very similar, but it was like the last disc
Oh, yeah.
of 7 discs. So it was like maybe like 2-3 chapters. But it was excellent. I really, really enjoyed it. But I'm also incredibly biased. I love Michael Crichton. So
You're allowed to be.
I think if you like thrillers, if you like, I'll call it a smart read, because Michael Crichton does a lot of research. So I'll call it a smart read. If you like smart reads, if you like Michael Crichton, check it out. The Andromeda Strain. If not, they made some movies. And you can watch those, I guess. But yeah, that's my jam.
Awesome.
And that's the show.
Yeah.
So thanks to everybody for tuning in. If you guys are interested in being a sponsor of the show,
Just do it.
check out betweenthecons.com/Patreon. It's like Kickstarter but monthly. Or you can check out Satchel Podcast Player. You can just download it on your phone. And you can tip and tweet while listening, or go to the bottom of our website and use our Amazon search bar. Speaking of our website, betweenthecons.com is that link, and you can stream our episodes, link out to our social media. And if you like our theme music, check out Afixa. He's a cool dude, and he makes good music.
Obviously.
But yeah, make sure you guys tune in next week, because the Outlaw Steve Jr. is going to be back, and we're going to be walking you through
Apples.
all the nerdy news.
Yeah.
All the nerdy news on Thursday. So yeah, you guys have a great week. Stay strong, stay nerdy, and we'll talk to you on Thursday.
Bye.
Tell me something good.
Tell me that you love me. Yeah, Basher.
He's getting on it.
Yup. Get down on it. Get down on it.
Tell me something good. Tell me that you like it, girl. What?
That actually was all Basher. None of that was us. It's a very talented dog.
It's not a dog.